Greetings once again, people. R.A. Studman here with InternalMountain.com. That's a great place to go for you to find your next great bingeable show. All right, let's get on with this. This is episode, 3 of the Expanse final season. And once again, we open up on Laconia. And I'm not really interested in this Earth 2 plus Stargate spinoff, so fast forwarding to the actual episode start. The UN forces are descending on Ceres Station, and at Ceres Station we quickly learn that Marco has basically stripped the station of all the good stuff. The equipment, the munitions, food, water, supplies, air, all of it. Ceres has 1 million people on it, and they only have rations for 3 weeks. And this is a culminating humanitarian disaster unless the UN forces, which weren't expecting to do this, but they need to step up. And this appears to be an utterly brilliant tactic by Marco to slow down an enemy that cares for people. And that is also why it feels like a bit of a short-sighted tactic, because Marco will be allowing his enemy to gain the hearts and minds of many belters as they step in and help out. Here's a nice scene showing how much Holden trusts Peaches now. He asks her to pilot the Rocinante, and Peaches, who is still weak from using her mods, she stumbles, and Jim rushes to catch her. Peaches then confides in Holden that she really got her mods to have a better shot at killing him. Then she tells her sad tale, and it's really a surprisingly touching moment. Credit to the actress on this one. In your eyes, is Peaches redeemed? Leave a comment below. Let me know. Some wonderful exposition and screen time here with Amos and Draper. The show knows that they have a bit of magic with these two. Is there a shippable moment with these two characters? Maybe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Naomi and Holden are talking about her failed jump to the Azure Dragon, and she relates how she recently jumped from 2 ships, one without a suit and another without enough oxygen to breathe. I like this bridge. It's pretty damn cool. Like a cross between a spaceship and a submarine. In this scene, we get more seeds are planted about disagreement between Rosenfeld and Marco. Filip has concerns about abandoning Ceres Station, and here Marco's character provides some wonderful exposition that solves some misunderstandings and concerns that I had in the previous episode. For instance, Marco basically sees 2 factions of belters. One he thinks is soft, like Ceres Station, who suckles at the tit of Earth, and the other are those who are like him, who live their lives out in the black. With this speech, I now really like Michio. She's being rational and critical of one's own tribe. And that's an important trait to have. This simple exchange makes me love the character. In this show, some of the themes explored are quite critical to life outside the show. Oppressors need to be woken up, and they need their empathy engines fired up. And the oppressed, as they attempt to stimulate change in the oppressors, which often involves violence in stories, and sometimes in life too, the oppressed, they need to have enough compassion and have their empathy engines firing on all cylinders as well, so they don't become like their oppressors. It's an incredibly tricky dynamic, isn't it? I'm reminded, perhaps ignorantly, because I'm not brilliant with this stuff, but I'm reminded of Martin Luther King and an early Malcolm X. Anyway, moving on. This scene ends with 2 ships pledging themselves to Drummer. We open with Marco. His forces are out here in the desolate reaches of space, and they suddenly detect a ship, the Rossi. And here we have Rosenfeld and Marco disagreeing, but I'm agreeing with Marco. The Rossi has become a powerful symbol of hope for their enemies, and sometimes removing a symbol of hope from the war board is a great strategic move. Meanwhile, on an unsuspecting Rossi, some nice exchange for Amos and Draper. Frankie Adams delivering that line there. It's made of Maz, honey buns. We get a message from Prax. There's a possible solution to feeding the entire solar system with a new food source. On the tail end of that bit of information, that scene, we get from Peaches suddenly, They wait a scant moment for the idea for the ships to come across. The Pella, Marcos's ship. And Holden's like, everybody strap in. It's about to get hot. And I'm like, uh-oh, it's going to get good. We're on Ceres. A lot of stuff happens. They show scene after scene of explosions rippling throughout. And I'm like, didn't they search for these things? At the tail end of this, the camera pulls back, and then we see some massive explosions rocking Ceres Station. And I'm like, oh, God, is that their water supply? This is a terrible scene. The next scene quickly opens with the Rossi burning hot and Marco's 3 ships trailing not far behind. And Marco's 3 ships fire a salvo of torpedoes at the Rossi. A super fantastic battle ensues. Bobbie ends up saving the day, and we end up here. The Pella is without power, and as Holden tells Marco to surrender, Filip slides into view on Rossi's screens. And of course we cut to Naomi. Then Marco saying he'd rather die than live at the end of a leash. And Draper's like, oh, fuck it. We tried firing one. And off goes the torpedo. We cut to scenes of Naomi's face, her seeing Filip, of Holden seeing Filip. With a few scant seconds to spare, Holden deactivates the torpedo. Pella officer, direct hit, but no detonation. The crew of Pella is shocked that they are not dead. Draper's like, damn it, a dud? How? Now? It seems like an impossible coincidence. And just in case we missed it, the director wants to make sure we know that Holden disarmed the torpedo, and we see his heads-up display. For me, Holden's decision was a combination of not wanting to make Marco a martyr, but what pushed it over the top was not wanting to have to make Naomi to be a part of killing her own son. So I think Holden's decision was justified. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Do you think Holden made the right call? And here's the confrontation on the Pella. Marco's blaming everybody for not winning. He yells at his son, you failed. And his son yells back, you failed. And Marco's like, what did you say to me? And Philip's like, this is your fault. The thing is, I'm agreeing with Marco on this. I thought it was a good tactical decision. But I don't think that's what the writers want me thinking. I see them laying down the seeds of dissension among his crew, like they're setting up a Filip kind of coup supported by Rosenfeld or something. Marco retreats to his quarters. He opens up a screen. And what the heck is that? This is our first crisscross of our main story with Laconia. But more importantly, what is that ship? Is it a smart torpedo? What is that? So excited to find out.